SS Cars was a British manufacturer of sports saloon cars from 1934 until wartime 1940, and from March 1935 of a limited number of open two-seater sports cars. From September 1935 their new models displayed a new name, SS Jaguar. By then its business, founded in 1922, was run by and largely owned by William Lyons. Lyons had been partner with 1922 co-founder William Walmsley until Walmsley sold his shareholding in January 1935. The company that owned the business, SS Cars Limited, bought the shares of Swallow Coachbuilding Limited as of 31 July 1934, and the Swallow Company was liquidated before SS issued shares to the public in January 1935. This was the time when Walmsley finished selling his holding. SS Cars Limited changed its name to Jaguar Cars Limited the 23rd of March 1945. There is doubt about the source of the SS name. Sir John Black of Standard Triumph, when asked, said SS stood for Standard Swallow. William Lyons, when asked, was non-committal, but he was at the time in the company of suppliers of chassis for his run-of-the-mill production bodies. He concurred after the use of standard chassis became exclusive. The Swallow Sidecar Company, trading name for the company Walmsley and Lyons, co-founded by William Lyons and William Walmsley, progressively developed into a coach builder from its 1922 start, first making stylish sidecars for motorcycles. In May 1927, Swallow advertised that it would make two-seater bodies on Austin and Morris chassis and running gear supplied through any authorized dealer. Their first full-page advertisement appeared in the Autocar magazine in October 1927 to fit with the Olympia Motor Show. The next year Swallow relocated to the heart of the British motor industry. In the winter of 1928-1929 they moved bit by bit from Cocker Street, Blackpool to a disused munitions factory on a rutted track, the future Swallow Road, off Holbrook Lane, Foulds Hill, Coventry. They returned to Blackpool each year for the works day out. In 1929 John Black of Standard Motor Company and William Lyons teamed up to realize the long-standing dream to produce a one-of-a-kind sports car. This first SS was a sleek boat-tail open two-seater. Its flowing design and streamlining pointed to an obvious attempt at making a fast car, possibly with the intention of venturing into racing. This car is believed to have been shipped to Australia in the late 1940s, while the initial link with John Black's Standard was slowly developed. Bodies continued to be built on Austin, Standard, Fiat and lastly Wolseley Hornet's chassis. Nevertheless, at Motor Showtime in October 1931, Swallow eventually launched a car of its own, the SS1, and displayed a prototype. All while the aforementioned little Wolseley Hornet special continued alongside. This car has its little knot of admirers around it every minute of the day, and from the point of view of general interest it is the most serious rival to the Rover Scarab. It is made by the Swallow Coachbuilding people on a chassis specially built for them by Standard, and featuring a 6-cylinder side-valve engine of 15 horsepower. But it is the body that is the big attraction. Its long low lines with no running boards and the head only a matter of 4 feet above the ground create an impression of speed and gracefulness which is quite worthy of comparison with the Lagondas and Delagers. It is with a distinct shock that one notices the price is only £310. The radiator is quite different from the ordinary Standard type, being specially designed to conform with the body lines and fitted with a chromium-plated fluted front. It is set off with a futuristic emblem and the filler cap is tucked out of sight under the bonnet. The Rudge Whitworth wire wheels are racing type, the wheelbase being 9 feet 4 in and the track 4 feet 1 in. The coach-built body has a sliding roof of New design with leather-grained head and large traveling trunk at the rear. The cycle-type wings are deeply domed, the side valances being very deep so that the necessity for running boards is obviated. The interior of the car is beautifully finished, the cabinetwork being done in very attractive, highly polished sycamore grain to resemble the back of a fiddle. The upholstery is in furniture hide. The particular model shown is finished in apple green and black and is a beauty in every sense of the term. Quote, SS1 and SS2. Under the guidance of the chairman, William Lyons, the company survived the Depression years of the 1930s by making a series of beautifully styled cars offering exceptional value for money, although some enthusiasts criticized them at the time for being more show than go. The engines and chassis supplied by the Standard Motor Company were fitted with Swallow bodies, styled under Lyons' supervision. The first of the SS range of cars available to the public was the 1932 SS1 with 2-liter or 2.5-liter side valve, 6-cylinder engine, and the SS2 with a 4-cylinder 1-liter side valve engine. Initially available as coupe, a tourer saloon was added in 1934, when the chassis was modified to be 2 inches 50 mm wider. SS90. The first of the open-two-seater sports cars came in March 1935 with the SS90, so called because of its claimed 90 miles per hour, 140 kilometers per hour top speed. This car used the 2.5-liter side valve, 6-cylinder engine in a short chassis, cut and shut. SS1 brought down to and SS2's wheelbase. Only 23 were made. Harry Westlake was set to work on engine development. Bill Haynes came to be chief engineer from Hillman. Before that Humber, Westlake's new cylinder head was manufactured for SS by standard. The Westlake head and twin-rag carburetors were fitted to the last year's production of SS1 and SS2 cars. Famous name: four-door sports saloons and drop-head coupes. To counteract the more show-than-go criticism of their SS90, Lyons had engaged William Haynes as chief engineer and Harry Westlake for engine tuning. Westlake was asked to redesign the 2.5-liter 70 bhp side valve engine to achieve 90 bhp. His answer was an overhead valve design that produced 102 bhp, and it was this engine that launched the new SS Jaguar sports and saloon cars in 1936. The SS Jaguar 2.5-liter saloon with its 102 bhp 6-cylinder Westlake-designed cross-flow OHV cylinder head on its standard engine caused a sensation when it was launched at a trade luncheon for dealers and press at London's Mayfair Hotel on the 21st of September 1935. The show car was in fact a prototype. Luncheon guests were asked to write down the UK price for which they thought the car would be sold, and the average of their answers was £765. Even in that deflationary period, the actual price at just £395 would have been a pleasant surprise for many customers. Also available was a similar-looking but scaled-down version using a 1.5-liter 4-cylinder side valve engine. The Motor magazine, in its announcement issue of 24 September 1935, referred to the SS Jaguar's distinguished appearance, outstanding performance and attractive price. With its new 2.5-liter engine, it could now compete with Kimber's heavily influenced by Morris but brand new MG SAR. Extract from the speech of Chairman and Managing Director Mr. W. Lyons to the shareholders Friday 11 October 1935. This new car, which is called the Jaguar and has received a most enthusiastic reception from the whole of the trade and public, has been produced to an ideal. It has fulfilled all our most optimistic anticipations, for it was intended to produce a car of extremely high quality and performance. hitherto associated with only the most exclusive type of car, at a moderate price. Quote, everyone else noted the new grille's likeness to a Bentley's steel. In 1938, saloon and drop-head production moved from coach-built, wood-framed, to all-steel, and a 3.5-litre engine was added to the range. The 2.5-litre and 3.5-litre cars shared the same chassis and body design, although it was necessary to use a wider radiator for the 3.5-litre. The new 1.5-litre for 1938 used the same body shell as the six-cylinder cars but on a shorter chassis, and its new larger 1,776cc engine had overhead valves. SS 100. The new open two-seater sports car carried the title SS Jaguar 100, one of the finest-looking cars of all time. Only 198 of the 2.5-litre and 116 of the 3.5-litre models were made, and with a 100 miles per hour, 160 kilometers per hour top speed and 0 to 60 miles per hour time of 11 seconds, the survivors are highly sought after, rarely coming on the market. Replicas have been available since the 1980s. Those made by the Finch Motor Company and Suffolk Sports Cars are recognized by Jaguar clubs. Models 1932-36 SS1 6-cylinder 16 2054 cc, a 22,552 cc. 1932-36 SS2 4-cylinder 1006 cc. Then from 1934 either 1343 cc or 1608 cc. From October 1935 SS Jaguar. Open cars. 1935 to 37 SS Jaguar 96-cylinder 22,663 cc. 1938 to 40 SS Jaguar 106-cylinder 2,663 cc, a 3,485 cc. Four-door sports saloons and two-door drop-head coupes. 1935 to 40 SS Jaguar 1.5-litre 4-cylinder. 1935 to 40 SS Jaguar 2.5-litre 6-cylinder. 1938 to 40 SS Jaguar 3.5-litre 6-cylinder. For information only. Post-war and not SS. 1946 to 49 Jaguar 1.5-litre 4-cylinder. 1946 to 48 Jaguar 2.5-litre 6-cylinder. 1946 to 48 Jaguar 3.5-litre 6-cylinder. Car production stopped in 1940. Jaguar Cars. On 23 March 1945, the shareholders in general meeting agreed to change the company's name to Jaguar Cars Limited, said Chairman William Lyons. Unlike S.S., the name Jaguar is distinctive and cannot be connected or confused with any similar foreign name. Quote, when production restarted, the saloons were simply named Jaguar 1.5-litre, 2.5-litre or 3.5-litre. The model that followed these cars was called the Jaguar Mark V, and so the immediate post-war trio have become known unofficially as the Mark IV Jaguars. SS Cars Limited, company number 00333482, which is current but dormant. In 2014, was incorporated the 9th of November 1937 with the name Jaguar Cars Limited. Most likely this is a result of steps taken to protect famous names. Swallow Coachbuilding Co. 1935. Limited. This company, a wholly owned subsidiary of SS, was formed for the production of Swallow sidecars and began operating on 1 May 1935. In January 1946, the Helliwell Group, an aircraft maintenance firm, bought Swallow Coachbuilding Company. 1935. Limited from Jaguar Cars Limited. Sidecars produced at Helliwell's Walsall Airport Works were built in the same way as the originals, and used the same patented trademark. They closed their workshop in the late 1950s. Notes. References. External links. Brochures for SS and Jaguar products. Finch Motor Company SS 100 replica. Jaguar Heritage website. Official. Stedman Jaguar TS 100 Enthusiasts Club. Suffolk Sports Cars SS 100 replica. See also. List of car manufacturers of the United Kingdom.